Twin Tarot. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for November 18th to the 24th. This week, Scorpio, we have the Don't Dim to Fit In Oracle card. Very clear message there. We have a huge completion with the World energy. We have the Knight of Wands, the beautiful Ten of Cups, the Chariot, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So lots going on here, Scorpio. I love this reading. We're leaving the past in the past, but we are, moving forward. We're completing a cycle, moving forward swiftly with conviction, with passion, and my goodness, where you are heading, Scorpio, with that Nine and Ten of Cups. Like, that is some beautiful energy coming in for end of year, early next year, whenever that divine timing is there for you. So I'm just going to start off by reading out that Oracle card, Don't Dim to Fit In. Are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Don't dim your light to accommodate someone else's smallness. We are all born to shine big and bright. The universe is expanding and you're part of it, so expanding is part of your nature. If someone makes you want to retract, notice, and slowly back away, they are not for you and you are not for them. Better yet, find it within yourself to expand and shine your light anyway. Flowers don't open and close according to who is walking by. They open and show their beauty regardless. Now, I've actually seen this card come out a little bit recently, guys, and I've been saying this at the start of all my readings, the fact that we are wrapping up a 10-year cycle, wrapping up a decade at the end of this year. So all these little things that are not serving us anymore, whether it's things that trigger us from the past, past memories, past hurts, past wounds, relationships that don't fit, toxic friendships, jobs that are not aligned with our highest purpose, all that kind of stuff is coming up to be looked at, to be stare it straight in the eye so we can transform and transmute that energy. And that process is all there to serve us to get on our life path and to connect us with our higher self and to do the work that we really came here truly to do. So there's a lot of that kind of energy coming up, and I'm seeing that pattern in readings a lot. So you've got the World energy here, Scorpio, so you are definitely on that threshold of completing a cycle. Now, this is in your recent past energy. It can mean, like, the timing's fluid, so it can mean that some of you have already kind of closed the door on a cycle and are sort of in that in-between stage, or some of you might be on the threshold of it at the moment, or just entering, or within that completion. So what are we completing? Well, we're completing a big life chapter here, and the cards that came out with that, we've got the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So I'm just going to pop the World down for a moment. Coming back to that don't dim to fit in, situations that kind of cause us to contract, retract our energy, that sort of feeling. I'm really feeling with the situation that you're completing, or this previous chapter, is something that kept you small, and something that actually started to, I'm hearing the word, leach out your personal power, your personal energy. Because if we think about, King energy is mature, it's dominant, it's grounded, it's so sure of themselves. Like, kings rule empires. Your life is your empire, and using your power, your visionary skills, you rule your empire. Now, when somebody is kind of literally stealing your thunder, maybe manipulating you, whether conscious or subconscious, keeping you small, then you're not able to access that king power. And sometimes that's when we flick into the idea of life happening to us rather than us being the orchestrator of our life. And there's no way that we can access that king energy. So over this period of time, and it could even have been unfolding over your past decade, because we are dealing with closing a decade soon, I think it probably has affected you on a physical material abundance level, because when we're dimming our energy and we're not being our true authentic self, when we're not fully aligned, that does affect our ability to earn to our greatest potential, to do our work to our greatest potential, because we're not accessing our full realm, our full spectrum of energetic resources. So, even if you are doing quite well now, there is a lot more that you could be achieving. But in particular, what I'm really feeling with this combination is the personal power, the devaluing of self. So I feel like you are leaving a situation that has maybe eroded that self-esteem, that self-worth over time. Yes, the obvious one is relationships. Another person, whether they're aware of it or not, can really make us do that, or can just trigger our past issues. It can happen in the workplace as well, when you just feel like you're putting in your time and energy and not getting the recognition you truly deserve and desire. So it's that kind of energy. Maybe you have just dimmed your light in order to to be able to relate to somebody else, whether that's in a relationship or a workplace. When we're worried of, in Australia we say big noting ourselves, or coming across like we think we're better than others, when maybe it's just us being our high vibe self. So we kind of take the edges off, dim ourselves, mute ourselves down a little bit to fit in with our external environment. And then over time, we end up becoming that. We end up becoming smaller. We end up, almost cheating ourselves out of the abundance and value that we truly deserve. Everybody does. But, we've got that world card in your recent past as well, or on the threshold at the moment. This cycle is done, guys. It's ready to complete. The world is the strongest card of completion in the tarot deck. It's the last card. The last card, number 21, that says that what the magician, as card number 1, set out to manifest into this physical material realm has happened and completed. Maybe at some point the situation was something that you did desire, you did manifest, and it was probably great for a certain period of time, but we need to know when to close the cycle. And you probably wished that situation into your realm, because I feel that there was a karmic contract or a lesson to be learned for you from that situation. But it's now time for you to be like this dancer and jump through that Saturnian hoop into your next chapter. Now the world card is a card of victory. This is a victory, completing a cycle, whether there's pain attached to it or, no matter how you're feeling, you've achieved this, you've arrived, you've got what you meant to get out of it. And it's important that we do be like this dancer and get back into the flow of life and start flowing into our next chapter, going through that sliding door, because otherwise we can get into that stuck pattern, we can stagnate, we can continue dimming ourselves, and then we're just holding ourselves back. So guys, the world is a beautiful omen. It says you've made it. If you are contemplating moving on from that job, that relationship, that friendship, this is your universal confirmation that that time is right for you to do that, because we are moving on to much, much bigger, better things. So present energies, I'm going to go here. I'm feeling strongly called that it's the Knight of Wands and the Chariot. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's time to move on. Look at this. This is very much forward movement energy. And what I love about this combination is it's forward movement energy, but with passion, enthusiasm, and adventure. Because the Knight of Wands, he's an explorer. He's a passionate explorer of life. He is ready to move on to new challenges, to new terrain. And he has this little reminder here with these 3 sand dunes, 3 being the number of new manifestations. The reminder that he's always in search of that new chapter, And I mean, this is about you rediscovering your sense of adventure for life, where you may have felt apathetic, or that you just didn't have that energy. Maybe you did lose a certain amount of energy in your past situation. Knight of Wands is about you, moving on, passionate new beginnings, passionate new adventures, full of energy and enthusiasm, becoming magnetic again. And the Chariot, again, forward movement. This is the swift progress with that forward movement. Now the Chariot talks about when we bring ourselves into balance, our life into balance, our mental state into balance, physical health, all of those things, that's when we move forward swiftly. And that's when we move forward with passion, with enthusiasm, with energy. So if there's anything that you need to bring back into balance after completing this situation, it could be your energy levels, it could be indecision. You might still be focusing on the past or what could have been with this person, with this situation. But really, it's time to bring that into alignment, to make clear focused, instinctual, conscious decisions, calculated decisions for your life to move forward. That's when we move forward clearly and swiftly, and we give the universe a clear message that we are ready. And when we are ready, that's when things start to show up for us. So the sphinxes that you see here, the black and the white, slightly angled in different directions, are those unbalanced forces within us that if we don't bring them into alignment, they can veer off in different directions and have our chariot going on a windy path, making pit stops instead of just propelling forward like this Knight of Wands. The Chariot, it's another card of victory. So you've got double victory here. So this is all saying, yep, this is the right path. It's the right time to close the chapter. It's the right time to move forward. And you'll notice that he doesn't have reins for these sphinxes, just the Magician's wand. We have the Magician's wand here represented in the World card. So it says that it all comes down to your will and intention here, Scorpio. It's all about your mindset. When you are ready, and you're ready in your mind, that's when things will start to unfold. That's when the action starts. And with this energy, there could actually be physical travel, relocation, moving home, moving state, moving country even, or taking a trip somewhere as part of that closure process, or taking a trip home to regenerate, that type of thing. But yeah, I love it. It's all about forward movement as your focus energy this week. And near future, Scorpio, where are we heading? Well, I don't know a much better direction than a 9 and 10 of Cups reality. This is everything you hope for and more, Scorpio. Cups is our suit of emotional fulfillment, harmony, peace, joy, love, and well-being on that level. And we have both the 9 and the 10, the highest values of that here. The 9 of Cups, that's about our wishes being fulfilled, our wishes coming true, feeling content and satisfied with where we are in our life because we released when we needed to release. We moved on when we needed to move on. We refused to dim ourselves, to mute ourselves anymore. We decided that we were going to rise up in all of our high vibrational energy. That's the 9 of Cups. It's somebody who is well on the road to building that sense of fulfillment, satisfaction, and harmony in their own life. But this person's sitting on this wooden bench here, and he's having a little rest, a pause to admire his work so far, that cycle has been bringing the fulfillment, but he's not going to rest there too long. This bench isn't, comfortable enough just to park in and say, well, you know what, I've manifested everything I need in my life. I'm just going to, sit around and enjoy that now. It's about a continuous cycle, guys. Like, it's about continuing to release and make space for more to come in. This is the cycle of creating that abundance in our lives. And that's what these people in this 10 of Cups know. This is what they have worked out. That if they keep on doing what the work that needs to be done, if they keep on, working on their vibration, living joy, living peace and happiness, not dimming their energy, then the universe keeps on providing this level of abundance for them. And then they can live, that happy home, happy lifestyle that they've always dreamed of, with the home, the children, the love, probably financial resources too if they're living a high vibrational life. So it's not about coming in on a silver platter. It's about continuing to do the work to call in this energy. But Scorpio, this is where Tarot says that you are heading, and it's not that far off. We've just got that completion to go through first, knowing when the time is to do that, making that promise to yourself that you're not going to dim yourself to fit in anymore. You're committing to living your truth, and when you live your truth, that's when things start lining up, and that's when the universe starts delivering to you. Okay, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. It's a beautiful reading. I wish you all the best with it this week. Keep in mind it is a general reading. It won't be for every Scorpio out there. Feel free to leave me a comment if you'd like to share how it's unfolding in your daily life, because I'd love to hear that. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.